I'm not prepared. I'm not a seasoned speaker. I'm not a talker. I'm in the same tone that Moshe said about having to say the Kaddish for a year. First, let me go back a minute and thank my mother and my uncle who warned me. Standing here, he said it's going to be a long year. And it was. I can honestly tell you that, at least for me, it was something that I saw with my father and my grandfather. They went to shul. And I see it with my boys. So it wasn't difficult, but it was. After I finished the 11 months, I felt like a burden was lifted from me. Even though I daven regularly every day in shul, I have to go ahead and be there for the first Kaddish and the last Kaddish and the 5 or 6 in between. It wasn't easy. But we did it. It was difficult. But when it was over, it was the reason why we don't say it for 12 months is because they say that the neshama goes up after 11 months. It finishes its time in quote in Gehenna and hell. And it goes, or it's at the gates of hell, and we say the Kaddish to bring it up, and every day to bring it up another level, and therefore it's finished. It was a difficult year, or actually it was a difficult 9 years, or 8.5. And like Moshe said, everything was frozen. Even his pocket saver was frozen. Because everybody's business card in it. That too was frozen. Our lives were frozen. And now he's in a better place, with better people, and better times. And I know that my mother and my father were married for, to be exact, 53 years. I know it's not easy for my mother, but she has to understand that my father's in a better place today. And he left. Thursday night, Rafuli sat next to me at the Azkara on the yard site, and he said, wow, for what Effie and Bernie did, to have 6 kids, for Shomer Shabbos, and Shomer Mitzvot, to grow up on the farm here, to be able to say that they're carrying on the torch of Judaism, wherever it is, whether it's in Detroit or New York, Far Rockaway, Queens, London, or Ra'anana, but to say that we were able to carry on that, it was a truly fun feeling driving away last night. Again, it's just thoughts, it's not a speech. I originally had something prepared and I couldn't put it all together. So maybe just on the fly, it's just easier to speak. Now that'll be a meal to Yosher for us. Tehem Shama, Tzurachayim.
When I think of my father, I think of practicality. The things that stick out as perfect examples. We got a printer at home for the computer, and there wasn't space on the desk. So he took 3 pieces of wood and nailed them together and made a shelf for the printer. Because if you don't have it, you build it. And if you have 100 people sitting on your lawn on Friday night, and the paper towels are going to blow all over the place and make a mess by the washing station, you go to the store and you get a paper towel dispenser and you hang it on a tree, because that's what you do, because that's what everybody does. And if you need 100 people to take a shower, you take an empty truck, you put some showers in it, you hook it up to a hose, and they take cold showers. That's what you do.
Weren't even cold.
He was always able to fix everything. When he went to Detroit, he had a list about this long called the Saba list. And one thing that I can say with certainty is that he taught us all how to do it. And when my toilet was broken this year, I ordered the part and I fixed it. I had a little bit of difficulty, so I called his brother, and his brother helped me. And the toilet is fixed, and I didn't have to play plumber.
Me neither.
And when my patio door's handle was broken, I did the same thing. I did what Abba would do. I took it off, and then I had a little difficulty, so I called his brother, and his brother helped me, and now my patio door is fixed. My father taught me how to change a tire, and how to put oil in my car, and radiator fluid in my car. And he taught me how to help in the medical profession, which is why I became a nurse. And one thing that stands out in my mind, everybody says that life paused by the accident. The problem was that my life had just started. My daughter had just been born. And all my children were born post-accident. But Saba had a relationship with all of them. They saw him weekly, and then towards the end, they saw him daily on Skype. In the beginning, after Saba was nifter, they actually called June for about 3 weeks because they were so used to saying Shema with Saba on the phone that they had to continue with June. And he was a different man after the accident, but I know that he was aware of some of it. And that's what my kids will have to hold on to. And I just hope that now that he's in Shemayim and looking down at us, that he could use his practicality to help with the shalom.
If I want to ask if anyone else here wants to say something, email me. Anyone else wants to say something? Do an opportunity. Go ahead, Mary. I have nothing to say. Rabbi David Foreman says that he got so sad at a shiva or while someone is mourning for their parents, or anyone